Hi, I'm March from StrataGames, and today we're playing some more White Weenie. I just released a comprehensive guide to White Weenie, so if you're interested in picking that up, there's a link to it in the description. And that guide is for this specific list. This is the list that I've been running both in paper and online that I've really been enjoying. So we're playing some Lunark Veterans to gain life and get some value from the graveyard. We have Novice and Thraben Inspectors, a full playset of each. Steadfast Unicorn is great at breaking board stalls in the late game. Removal is Journey to Nowhere and Thraben Charm. 2 drops for Fiend's Informant and Core Skyfisher give us some more value along the way. Battle Screech makes a ton of creatures. Summon Chocomog is probably the newest card to this deck and has been a very good all-star. Just a creature that can attack and also pumps your team for 4 turns in a row. Really powerful. Other ways to pump our team: Guardian's Pledge, Remosian Rally, Eagles of the North, and of course that Unicorn. We have Prismatic Strands to prevent our creatures from dying or us from dying, depending on the situation. Bunch of planes and a couple idyllic range. Sideboard, we have Martyr of Souls. Sideboard, we have Martyr of Sands, Destroy Evil, another Journey, Revoke Existence, Standard Bearer, Holy Light, Dust to Dust, and a Palace Sentinels. So let's take this for League and see how we do. Thanks to Card Market for sponsoring this video. I've written a comprehensive guide on how to play White Weenie in Pauper, including my ideal stock list, over 30 sideboard matchups, and a sideboard cheat sheet, which gives you a very easy snapshot view and what to sideboard for every single matchup. I also have guides for Black Sack and Esper Affinity. Each guide is only $15, and if you buy one, you will get all future updates that I ever make to that guide for free. I also offer coaching, so if you're interested in upping your Pauper game for any of the decks that I'm very proficient in, or if you're interested in having me play your deck in a future video, you can do a deck donation, which is the only way you'll ever see me playing Cycle Storm or Flickertron. Oh, first round we're against Kalikai, so definitely not going to be easy. And if he's playing some Storm or something, probably the worst deck we could be playing against it. Also, this is a terrible one-lander. This one is not very good either. It's very slow with no 1-drop or 2-drop. We do have Choco into Battle Screech and then Rally. We're on 6. I kind of feel like I should keep it, because it does have a decent game plan. It's just slow. Question is, should I keep Journey? If I'm against like Ruby Storm, which is one of the ones he's been playing a little more recently, then Journey's really important. Remosian Rally can pump. I think we'll keep and get rid of the Rally, and we're gonna hope for the best. Play Plains and pass the turn. And looks like, could definitely be Ruby Storm, could be, what's the other one called? Poison Storm. I think Ruby Storm's probably worse just because it's set to go off earlier, and it does in fact look to be Ruby. If we don't hit the land for the Choco, it's kind of bad. Rather, if we don't hit the land for the Battle Screech, the Choco's not amazing, but I think we just got to play it. If we don't hit the land, at least we get an Inspector or something. Assuming they don't just go off and kill us. We do have a Journey for one of their cost reducers, and we get to hope for the best. No thing at all. Thraben Charm can kill creatures. Well, I guess that's okay. We'll hit for 5, play an Inspector. We're going to hold up the Charm, see what happens here. Looks like going for a big score or something. Yep, discarding a Seething Song. Glimpse the Impossible. Hits Manamorphose, Ren's Resolve. That's really good. Assuming they can get a cost reducer down. There's a Seething Song into Manamorphose. Okay. Morphos is just a new card if they can't, and obviously a little mana fixing if they can't get a creature down, so it's not a big deal. Another Morphos, and the Ren's Resolve hits Reckless Impulse, Sandstone Needle. Those also could have turned into blockers, so I don't hate them all being cast. Without finding a cost reducer, we're not in too much danger, and of course we can kill the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if we draw a Guardian's Pledge, oh well, if they get blockers, we're not going to be able to stop them. And they actually cast that just for blockers. Seize the Storm, Seething Song, Pirate's Pillage. We'll crack a Clue. Okay, so I can't kill them here unless they don't block and I get a Guardian's Pledge. I feel like they're going to chump at least 1, though. We don't get the Pledge anyway, so gotta just swing. Choco dies next turn. A bit unfortunate. Yeah, they're going to chump 1. So I want to play multiple creatures so that we have enough damage, but also I really need to leave with Thraben Charm if they do find cost reducer. I think we just play an Inspector and pass the turn. Gonna tap the Sandstone Needle for the Reckless Impulse, Pirate's Pillage, Crevice. Play the Crevice, and they're just passing, still not finding those creatures. Pump the team, so we can hit for 6 here. We're gonna leave up a Thraben Charm, so they might block 1 so they don't die to a Guardian's Pledge. They block both, that's actually fine too. Oh sure, they're gonna use them for like a big score or something. Yup. Yeah, I guess I should also leave up a Thraben Charm because I could also exile the graveyard at some point, so they'll take 2. I'm just gonna double Lunark and hold up the Thraben Charm. It's too important to hold up, even though we're not technically presenting lethal next turn unless we get a pump spell. But we gotta have the charm. Might not even be right to kill a creature when it comes down. A Narcomancer, Thornscape. Yeah, we gotta kill one, I think. He's just sacking all his lands. He's going all in. So there's the Anarchomancer. I think we just kill the Anarchomancer. I could save this to exile the graveyard, then Seize the Storm isn't as dangerous, but I don't know. Maybe that is the thing. He goes all in and then Seize the Storm. I can exile the graveyard, so his X big creatures are just small guys instead. He has so many instants in response. That's pretty unfortunate for us. I mean, I guess if he just let this resolve, it would be about the same, but whatever. Reckless Impulse finds another Thornscape. Yeah, feels like we're going to lose. It was a bit unlucky not finding the creatures early, but then again, actually finding them all at once so that I wasn't able to like kill one, and then if he puttered out, I could journey the other one. But now it kind of feels like he's just going to be able to win here. Just needs probably a little more mana, and then first day of class to give haste, and then Seize the Storm, and we'll be dead. There's a big score. If we just had a 1-drop, 2-drop before, I guess we had a 1-drop on turn 2, but if we'd had like 2 creatures on turn 2 instead of just the 1, I think we could have gotten there. Weaver, Thornscape. Oh, he's not killing us this turn. He did put a bunch of creatures on the board. Seize the Storm in the grave. And of course, Seize costs 4 less, plus he's got an untapper, so it's basically free to cast Seize. No, it's 7 mana from the grave. Okay, so it costs 2. Okay, so I could journey one of these guys, or I could Battle Screech. I guess if we crack a clue and find a Thraben Charm, exiling their graveyard's pretty good. Battle Screech doesn't really do it for us. Unfortunately, they have... Oh, these got counters too, so they have 4 guys that can block, so I can't really attack. Which means I need Battle Screech to be able to win next turn, but I think I just die if I don't. I mean, removing 1 guy doesn't do much, does it? I don't even have a guaranteed win next turn, even if I do that. But Seize the Storm's just going to be too brutal. I don't know. I feel like taking 1 creature away with the journey doesn't matter. I think I just have to Battle Screech, actually. Like, if I get lucky and draw the Thraben Charm off the top with the clue, I think that, if I knew that that was happening, I think that'd be the play. But not knowing if that's the case, I feel like I just set it up so I can maybe actually have a shot at winning next turn. I mean, if he continues storming off and then gets the first day of class and then some Seize the Storms, we're going to die for sure. But if that doesn't happen, maybe we'll be okay. Like, if there's no first day of class, he can't make haste, which means I could, like, journey. Well, there's the first day. Then I could journey the tokens before they kill us. But there's first day. Feels firebending lesson. Oh, but just pass. Okay. Well, I can crack this clue. Did they just not have the mana? They could have made a Seize the Storm guy, right? It probably could have killed us. Well, I'm going to attack for 4. Flying, and I might as well play the journey because I think I either win or lose this next turn. I think I take the Anarchomancer. We've already seen 2 first days of class, so he's got to have another one, which definitely could. Cast Manamorphose. I mean, we have nothing to do, and so it's just, are we dead here? Electric Revelation, discarding the Firebending Lesson. Another Revelation. So 2 cards in deck. Pirate's Pillage gets the last 2 cards, so he's going to see every card in his deck. If he's still going, I assume that he has the first day. Yep. Leyline Weaver can cast probably 2 big Seize the Storms. If we'd seen a Prismatic Strands, that could buy us a turn, which is all we need. We had a lot of cards that could have saved us, I think, including the Thraben Charm that I could have not killed a creature with. I haven't played against Ruby Storm enough to really know the best way to deal with it. I know usually killing the creatures is good, but if there's too many creatures to deal with, maybe I should just go for the graveyard. I'm quite sure I'm dead, but I'm just gonna let him do it. There's the Seize the Storm, making, what is this? 35-35 with haste and trample, and there's another one. Sure, we'll take the damage. Negative 62, nice. So Journey can get their guy, although it's slow. Holy Light can wipe some of their guys. Palace Sentinels, I think, is too slow. Destroy Evil only kills their big guy once we're already dying. I feel like I have Strands that does a similar thing, so I don't think I really need that. Unicorn doesn't seem necessary, nor do the Veterans. The life gain's just kind of irrelevant. In fact, maybe the Unicorn's even better than a Veteran here, because it could be relevant on like turn 4 or 5. Alright, we'll give that a try. 2 lands. This one's really slow. I play Grange turn 1, then I Informant. We do have a Thraben Charm. Then we miss on lands and we start playing 1 creature a turn. I really think this is not going to cut it. Way too much interaction. This one's not good either. Not enough lands. Yeah, I guess this one's what we're going to keep. But now 2 Screeches I get rid of, I guess. Doesn't feel great. Play a Thraben Inspector and pass the turn. Swing for 1. This is generally a match where I would kind of try to maximize speed and not necessarily value, but with 5 cards I absolutely need every clue I can get. And it's not like we're going to Guardian's Pledge next turn. Ideally we can draw like another 1-drop here. I mean, Plains is okay because it makes this Grange online. Okay, so lets me crack a clue here. Swing for 2, replay Inspector, but not great. So next turn I go Grange, Skyfisher, pick up the Inspector. Then the next turn I can Guardian's Pledge, but I don't even think that quite gets us to lethal. They go for a Reckless Impulse, hits Glimpse and first day of class. They miss on a land drop. I feel like there's no way they can go off next turn. I mean, they're going to Glimpse or they're going to try, but let's see. Grange is definitely going to put a counter on the Skyfisher. This is 4. Get him to 13. Then I play Skyfisher. I think I play Skyfisher and I bounce the Grange. Because then we have 6, 7. Yeah, actually Guardian's Pledge makes it lethal next turn. Okay, it's actually pretty good. I'm holding up Clue, but I'm also bluffing a Thraben Charm. I guess if Glimpse is what he casts, he has to lose his land to do that, but okay, just going all in. I think that makes sense. There's an Anarchomancer, Seething Song. If I had a Thraben Charm here, I would definitely kill the Anarchomancer because I think it's too vital for him when he has so few lands, literally 0. Unfortunately, I don't, and so I could still see him pulling this one out. Another Anarchomancer, Glimpse. I mean, it's going to be tough to fully storm off, but I wouldn't say impossible. Another Glimpse, hits Thornscape, Seething Song, that's pretty good. First day of class, Firebending, Pillage, discarding the Firebending, another first day of class, Seething Song. Feels like he's gotten everything he needs, unfortunately. There's a Thornscape, another Glimpse into another Glimpse. Outrageous. Reckless Impulse, Leyline Weaver. There's a Weaver. Now he's got 4, so every Pirate's Pillage is free, or big score. He's had a lot of lands here, so it's possible he could stall out here. Rent's Resolve hits Seize the Storm and Reckless Impulse, so I don't think that's going to happen. Big score. Pirate's Pillage, Manamorphose, another big score, Electric Revelation, Rent's Resolve. He even has a Flaring Pain, so if we had a Strands, it wouldn't matter. Finally, there's the Seize the Storm. Once again, a 35-35. That might be the biggest it can get, I guess. And we're going to die. Pretty lucky to be able to go off on turn 4 through a missed land drop on turn 3. We did have some rough mulligans. No interaction at instant speed here for this game, but definitely not a great matchup for us. All right, here we are. Round 2. Not an amazing hand, but Fiend's Informant can hopefully find us something else. I'm going to try to be a little greedy since our hand is a little undervalued and keep both Granges for their counters. Another Informant. If I don't hit like another Plains here, I probably will just pitch a Grange anyway. No, it looks like we're against Grixis or Jund, neither of which Veteran is super important. Obviously getting the graveyard value is pretty good and the counter, so we'll just pitch that one. This is a pretty aggressive start with the 2 Informants. It is Grixis. Kind of a medium game 1 as far as like who's favored. They blast the Informant, but we do get Dust to Dusts game 2 and 3, and we get that Plains. Play an Informant. I don't even have anything I necessarily want to discard right now. And in case they just like cycle a Spell Bomb, I think I'm just going to buy back this Veteran. Not a very exciting turn, but I can also potentially pick up the Phantom with the Skyfisher if I want, turn it back into a Veteran. Also not the most exciting, but a possibility. They do play the Spell Bomb and miss their land drop. That's nice for us. Thraben Charm. Yeah, I don't have anything else I really want to pick up, so I think I'm just gonna swing for 1, Skyfisher this guy. I want to play the Informant to pitch the Veteran. Yeah, so we'll put a counter on here. It still dies to Galvanic, and if they then get to Spellbomb away the Veteran, it's honestly not a big deal. It's not like enormous value, and they might want to cycle it anyway for cards, but that's fine. It's also reducing their affinity count. Let's just be aggressive. If they just like spin their wheels to try to get their land drop here, and then we get to hit for 6 or 7 maybe with the Grange. They're going to bargain the Blood Token. They just concede. That is rough. Missing those land drops. Of course, we get 4 Dust to Dust and a Revoke existence. And we take out Journey to Nowhere because they don't have a lot of great targets for that, and a couple of Veterans because they have Graveyard Hate, as we saw, and also the life gain isn't super relevant. It's not, with Black Mage's Rod, it's actually not like terrible to have some life gain, but I don't think we need 4 of them. You know, we're still going to draw them sometimes. This hand's definitely reasonable. Nice turn 1 Veteran, turn 2 Inspectors. Promptly die to Korra Clan Shaman, probably. They play the Shaman indeed. Still think I'm just playing 2 of these. It's not that big of a deal to me if they do die. I don't really have anything I want to pitch with the Informant right now, and if they can give it Death Touch, it doesn't matter, but if they can't give it Death Touch, I can actually save my Inspectors with this Rally. So if they like sacrifice 2 things, I'll let one resolve to kill the Shaman, and then I Rally, keep these 2 alive, which is not bad either. They're just going to Offering the Krark right away. Okay, looking for lands again, I would assume, because that is a little desperate. Like, Krark is not the most insane card ever in this matchup, because we do have a lot of flyers, but it's still really good. That is the most insane card in this matchup, and it's early enough, we're definitely going to just dust to dust them on 2 lands, swing for 3, and we win the match. I mean, that's how you beat Grixis Affinity, is dust to dust, and, you know, game 1 they just didn't have the lands they needed, even without removal. Alright, this hand looks great. If we can hit our land drops, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, assuming we get those lands, this is pretty much the ideal start as far as aggro and value, honestly, just because get some clues along the way. Billion guys off the Battle Screech. They're against red, it appears. We're going to swing for 1. We're going to play an Informant. We do get our planes. So discarding Battle Screech obviously lets us cast it next turn, which is pretty good, but also we might lose the value of the extra 2 birds. No turn 1 spell means they're probably not Red Rally. I would assume then they're mono Red Madness. Getting rid of a Journey kind of feels bad against Madness, because I could need it for a Gutter Snipe. Yeah, I think we'll get rid of an Inspector. Inspector could be really good, but currently we're already playing a 3-drop here, and ideally a 4-drop the following turn. They bolt the Informant, but they missed their land drop, so that was more out of desperation. We get our planes. We're going to play the Choco. Obviously it only pumps a little bit here, but it does still let us Battle Screech next turn. Feels like if they're going to be missing their land drops, they're probably going to kill the Choco right away, but that's also not the worst. We still get to Battle Screech and flash it back if they don't kill both of our creatures next turn. Alright, they do hit the land. They go for a looting right away. Feel like there's a Fiery Temper in my future. Indeed, that and a Snacker. Alright, they're slowing us down, but we're still in a decent spot. Ideally, there's no End the Festivities main deck, and we get to put a bunch of creatures on board that they can't deal with right away. They bolt the Inspector. Not a bad sign for us. Veteran's a little late, but could still be pretty good. We'll crack a clue here. That's pretty good. I mean, we're just going to press our advantage then. Even if they bolt this, they're going to take 8. Obviously, it's Mono Red Madness, so, you know, if they get a land next turn, they could just Gutter Snipe and have the nuts and kill us. But if not, we're setting up to kill them pretty quick. There's flashing back Faithless Looting. Not too scary. Snacker comes back. If they can get a land and at least bolt the Choco, they're not dead immediately. Looks like they're passing, though. They're going to die if they pass, so they might, like, Fire Blast this, which I think sets us up to be pretty good anyway. They don't, so we just have lethal on them. They could still Fire Blast this, but then they just let us get an extra 4 damage for no reason. And then going down to 1 land feels like there's no way they should be able to win this one. Whereas if they had Fire Blasted and we only hit for 4, like, there's a remote chance they could win. I guess I should cycle this Eagles for... I was thinking, oh, I'm close to casting it, but if I cycled it for a Grange and then put a counter on a bird, then even a Fire Blast wouldn't prevent us from dying here. But they just take it, and we're going to the next game. We get to bring in Martyr of Sands for 3 1-drops. That are not quite as good. Obviously, we just want the life gain. This matchup can be tough, even with strands and things like that. It can be hard to always hold that up, and they can, you know, potentially kill us in turn 4 if they're lucky. A Martyr of Sands gaining us 15 life can definitely go a long way to offsetting that. This hand is pretty decent. A lot of cheap creatures and a veteran to gain some life. Martyr of Sands is great. So I don't want to just run out of Martyr because I can't use it right away, obviously, so I'd wait till next turn. The question is, do I want to actually play a 1-drop here? Because I could wait till next turn. The Martyr can gain me 15 or maybe 18 if I draw another white spell. Whereas if I play a Veteran, I still gain 1 if the Martyr enters after, unless they kill the Veteran, in which case I'm losing out on 3 life. But if they kill it with a Bolt, it's not a big deal. If they kill it with a Lava Dart, it is. I don't usually think this hard about it, but I kind of think the extra 3 life could be worthwhile, so I think we're going to keep everything in hand, not play anything. Oh, they're Rakdos? Is that why their draw was kind of awkward? Vampire's Kiss. I did not realize they were Rakdos. That changes things not too much. We also get an Inspector, so I get to play Martyr here, and Martyr just gains us 18 right away. This card can be pretty dang good. And then next turn, you know, if we don't hit lands, it's going to be a little awkward because I want to play our Veteran first, but I also want to play like an Informant to try to hit a land drop, but I also want to hold up Charm for like potential snackers, so it is awkward. Also, if they don't try to kill this, which they probably won't, then it's also another awkward thing. I could hold it until my next turn, and then if I draw another spell, it's another 3 life that I get. Whereas if I crack it now, I actually have the extra mana, obviously, for our next turn. They play a Kitchen Imp off of Sazakep's Brew, which is just discard, draw 2. All right, I think now with the Kitchen Imp, I'm just going to use the Martyr, because if I don't get a land or anything, I might play Skyfisher, pick up a land, play an Inspector. I can't do that if I use the mana on the Martyr. Oh, I guess I could. I could Skyfisher, pick up, replay, but then I'm losing out on a card anyway because I've played the Skyfisher, so it just makes sense to do it this way. Show our opponent our entire hand and gain 18 life, which is a very good thing. It's by no means instantly game winning, because especially Rakdos, they're a deck that just can consistently push out damage every single turn. We're going to Skyfisher, pick up planes, and I'm going to play the Veteran. We're gaining no life with it right now, and it lets him kill it, but they also already want to kill the Skyfisher. They have double black, which is honestly a little awkward for them. They usually want more red. And if somehow both my creatures survive, and the next turn I can play like Informant, get rid of the Battle Screech, and then flash it back, we gain a bunch of life off the Veteran. That'd be pretty good. Obviously, drawing a land, even if the Skyfisher dies, would let me play Informant, Inspector, and still flash back the Battle Screech. But the extra 18 life just gives us a lot of wiggle room, which is nice. They're attacking here. That's pretty awkward. The fact that they didn't just bolt makes me think they probably have an End the Festivities that they want to use on the Veteran and the Skyfisher. But we also get to kill a Kitchen Imp. That means that they don't kill our Battle Screech tokens with the End the Festivities, although they get the Veteran. I think I'm going to take that trade. With so much life, we just want to reduce their sustainable damage, their damage over time. Okay, they do just bolt it. I guess they were trying to bluff that extra damage, but they in fact wasted 2 damage by not just bolting the Skyfisher in the first place, so pretty good for us. They're also menacing Kitchen Imp in the middle of combat here. Doesn't really matter if it's now or later, but interesting they didn't do it pre-combat and attack as well. Alright. Choco could be good in a couple turns, but here we're just playing Informant, hoping for a land. Gain a life. No land, but we get a Martyr. Yeah, so no land makes me want to play the Battle Screech, or discard the Battle Screech even more, because it's just really hard to get to. I pass next turn. I can Martyr, flashback Battle Screech, and then crack Martyr for either 12 or maybe 15 life. That could be pretty good. We'd go up to above 40. Plasma Bolt, interesting new choice. Just a shock at sorcery speed, but if you have voided, it's a Lightning Bolt. Feels like it's just worse than Chain Lightning, because this can go to any target, but so can Chain Lightning. Obviously, Chain Lightning can be thrown back, so it feels like this would have to be the 9th Bolt that they're playing, but I don't know. We'll take 4. We do get a land. So I could flashback the Battle Screech this turn, which is probably the best, but if I play Martyr for 1, then I have to play an Inspector, so I lose out on the Martyr, gaining me 3, but then I get to flashback the Battle Screech, which I think is pretty good. Yeah, gaining 9 is still a lot, and obviously I'm also gaining some from the Veteran, but this also just sets up the Choco to be really good next turn. They're thinking about doing something in response, which they could to prevent the Battle Screech from happening. Casting the Fire, the Veteran, and the Martyr. Yeah, Martyr having 1 toughness makes this a little better for them. So I can't Battle Screech this turn. I might as well sack the Martyr for 9 life. Alright. I mean, I think we're in a fine spot. They do have 4 damage every turn, but they only have 2 going up to 3 cards here. Next turn, I can play Inspector, get back the Veteran, and then Battle Screech. And if they don't have a board wipe, Choco can start pumping the team. Another Battle Screech. Well, we'll play an Inspector. I guess I could have Thraben Charmed one of these imps down any of these times. By not doing it, we're taking more damage every single turn. I think we're going to take that chance to get this Battle Screech going, but if they do have like an End the Festivities, we very well might just try to pick off one of these imps next turn. They play their 6th land, swing for 4, pass. They could have Electrickery or something, or just a Cast into the Fire for instant speed stuff. Informant's decent for the Battle Screech later, in case I don't get that 4th land, but right now we're just playing the Choco and trying to hit them for 10. With all the life we've been able to gain, we can definitely race them here. Swing all out. We bring them down to 12. Pass to them. They have a Bloodfell Caves. Interesting. To gain a life. Swing for 4. We're down to 30. Another Battle Screech. I mean, we're just swinging with the team. They clearly have a bolt or 2. Otherwise, this is just lethal, but I think that's totally fine. Alms of the Vein. Sure, that gains them some life. They're going to take it down to 3. So I could play an Informant. I think one of their best ways to get out of this, the best way for us to lose, is if they get 2 and the Festivities. So I don't really want to play any more of these creatures yet, though. So I'd probably just pass. I could crack a clue and maybe I hit a land drop, but I think holding up the Thraben Charm, if I want to hit a Kitchen Imp or maybe a Snacker, that could be good. We're still at 27 life, so I'm not really worried about dying this turn or probably even next. And now they pretty much need a board wipe to be able to survive. Grab the Prize Kitchen Imp is, or Alms of the Vein rather, is pretty good. Deals us 5, they gain 3. We are approaching our starting life total. They have a Vampire's Kiss. We are at 20. Probably got to leave these back just to not die. We're going to try to make it so they do die by shooting one with the Thraben Charm. It seems like they don't have a bolt for the Choco, otherwise they definitely use it now. Alright, we win the match. Definitely some interesting back and forth. Like, they dealt us a lot of damage, but the double Martyr of Sands was very good. Alright, we will keep this one. It's a little rough with the tap land, although we only have one drop anyway, so maybe not a big deal. Journeys can be pretty good in the right matchup. We'll start with the veteran because we never know if we're against red. And so we're needing a lot here. We want to get at least 1 or 2 more lands, but also obviously more creatures. I would love like Skyfisher Plains to be our next 2 draws because that lets us keep up with our mana and also get some more value with the Inspector while also developing our board. Does the 3 things we need to do. Looks like we're running it back against Rakdos Madness. Inspector gains a life. This is why you always lead on Veteran in the dark, I think, because every point of life can matter, and burn is obviously a big percentage of the meta. I guess the reason you wouldn't want to do that, though, is if I already had a Skyfisher in hand. Playing Inspector into Skyfisher is a lot better than Lunok Veteran into Skyfisher, but they have the Faithless Looting into Snacker Kitchen Imp. I do get the land. Little awkward here, honestly. I think I'm just going to Journey this Kitchen Imp. That's 2 damage every single turn that I currently am going to have to take unless I get rid of it, so I'm just going to go for the Journey. We don't have a very fast start. Like, I could play an Informant. We speed up our clock a little bit, but without some really good draws, I don't think we're racing them very well anyway. I mean, we do have the Guardian's Pledge, so like we could definitely like steal a game with it, but I just don't want to take that 2 damage every turn. And if they do another Kitchen Imp or bring back the Snacker, I might Journey that one as well. Play an Epicure. Yeah, there's a second Kitchen Imp. At least it didn't also bring back the Snacker, but we are taking another 2. We do get a Plains, which is nice. Although if I Informant, I don't want to pitch either of these, so I might pitch whatever I draw, but obviously if I draw something really good, that could be tough, so my only alternative is like crack a Clue, and I think I want the creature down too badly. Alright. Not going to shed a tear over a Plains, and I'll attack with the Inspector. I don't want to lose the Veteran here, I don't think. Play another Journey, get those imps out of there. Journeys are definitely tough in this match, because if you have them right away to get rid of a Kitchen Imp, it can be pretty decent. It's still not the best value ever, but obviously a Kitchen Imp is pretty dangerous. But I often side them out just because if they don't have the Kitchen Imp, it's just kind of a dead card. Obviously it's Snacker too, so maybe it's decent to keep in, but obviously those creatures just aren't as scary as like a Gutter Sniper or whatever, but they have a Faithless Looting from the graveyard to bring back Snacker, and another Kitchen Imp. I guess they always have all 3 of them, so maybe Journeys are always good to keep in. But we also haven't drawn any of our flyers, which would be nice to have. Thraben Charm just ever so late. We'll crack a Clue. I don't think I'm using the Guardian's Pledge this turn. And I'm going to swing. I don't really want to just swing with the Inspector. If I swing with the Infiltrator, they definitely block that. I think here they still block it so I can get the Veteran in and not have it die. I think we'll kill the Kitchen Imp here just to be safe. I could wait till their turn, but theoretically they could have like 2 bolts to kill our guys in response, and their Kitchen Imp lives. They have Grab the Prize, Fiery Temper. I think we really need a Skyfisher or a Battle Screech to gain some life. Battle Screech actually is probably our best draw. Skyfisher being our second. They just bolt us here. Well, we're down to 4. Plains not really going to cut it. I'll gain 1 life and I can draw a card. I guess we'll gain another life. See if 6 keeps us alive. Swing for 2, play a Plains, and pass. They bolt us and just have another bolt. Yeah, even getting rid of every single one of their creatures pretty much does not help. We'll bring in the Martyr of Sands. No lands is going to be a mulligan. This one is good enough to keep. Not a bad hand in general. Unfortunately, Martyr of Sands gets worse with every single mulligan. Obviously, mulligan just is bad in general. But I gotta put back a Plains here. And then Martyr currently is only gaining me 9. Even if I draw another land next turn, it's gaining me 12. 12 is good. 9 is okay. Opponent mulligans to 5, which helps. I think I should just, well, it's tough because I can also like Veteran and then double 1-drop next turn. But I think, especially as we saw last time, we just need to get the most out of the Martyr. So it's going to be played next turn. Hopefully we draw a spell. We draw Plains, so I have to play Martyr. I'm going to not crack Martyr unless if they try to kill it, I think. Go to my next turn and then hope again that I draw a spell, which could be 3 more life. And then I can play Veteran, Inspector, or if I just crack it on the end step here, I can gain 9. Play Veteran, Inspector, Inspector. Maybe that's better because I have both the life gain and the potential for like an aggressive start if I then draw like Choco or Guardian's Pledge. Choco ideally. All right, they're going to pass, and I'm going to just take it. Yeah, unfortunately, we drew another land. I guess I'll swing for one. I could keep trying to get value here, but I think I can't just never play my spells. So we're going to just gain 9. Now I can play Veteran and an Inspector. So I could have an extra Inspector down here if I had not tried to gain that extra 3, which, to be honest, maybe should have been the place partially because they had the mulligan to 5, so maybe I do just want to gain a quick burst of life and then get as aggressive as possible. They have nothing to play. I will play an Inspector and swing for 2. I could crack a clue, and if I get a 1-drop, that would be decent value to play at this turn, but I don't think there's any reason to tap out of our Thraben Charm when they could have a snacker at any time. So we're just not going to do that. I don't think the value of potentially getting a 1-drop on the board here is worth that. Okay, they don't have a land drop. I assume their hand is all burn and madness cards with no discard outlets. We are going to crack a clue at the end step, another Thraben Charm, and a rally. I don't think I need to hold up double charm, so let's just crack a clue here in case I get a Grange or something. Veteran's good, but again, I'm not going to tap out of this charm because they're going to get a draw spell eventually, or maybe not, but that's also fine. Ooh, double Veteran. I'm going to play that. Ooh, they could have a Cast on the Fire. Well, I'm going to play both Veterans here. If they do have Cast on the Fire or anything else to wipe the board, I have a Rally. So we can prevent at least one of those from killing our board. Pass the turn. Probably deciding if they want to hard cast a Fiery Temper here. And if so, at what? It's a tough call for sure. I feel like they probably should, and probably at a Veteran or something. They do indeed. Obviously, Rally can't protect that from dying, so that's fine. Another Martyr. But I don't have to use Martyr yet. I can actually sandbag it later. Sandbag it, you get it? Sandbag it for later. Let's just flash this back, swing. I could rally and hit him for 8, but that's not lethal, so I don't think there's any reason to. If they go for a Cast on the Fire, I probably would, to just keep our guys alive and also deal them the extra damage. They just Fiery Temper a Veteran, which Rally's not going to prevent anyway, so we'll gain a life from that leaving as well. Hit him for 3. Do I care about the charm at this point? I don't think I care if they get a snacker. I'm going to just bring this guy back because now I can play a Martyr next turn, attack with the team. I have Rally off of Martyr, and even if they kill one of these, I can still hit for 8. Vampire's Kiss. Okay, I can still hit for 10. So they would still need a Bolt or something to kill us. Skyfisher. We'll just play Martyr. Swing with the team. If they have a Bolt, they still go to 2. It's probably worth casting. I mean, we'll see if they first bolt proactively, but if they don't and they let us go to damage, I don't know. I mean, we probably just force them to use a bolt on one of our guys here. And if they don't have it, we just win. Although they're tanking, so I assume they have it, because otherwise there's not really anything to think about. Yeah, there's the bolt on the Veteran. So I could put him to 2. I don't think we need to. Gain some more life. Put him to 6 then, and I could Skyfisher. I could just Veteran. I think I'll just Veteran. Yeah. And then I have Martyr, which gains us 12. Plus it's going to gain us 3 from all these Phantoms. So I can gain 15 off the Martyr, go up to 53. Seems alright. And if they do have an End the Festivities, Rally can cover the first one. But I'd probably sack the Martyr first and then Rally. I guess I might not even need the mana. Maybe I just, or the life at this point. Maybe I just want the creature to make sure that I can kill them. 15 life is a lot, but they discard a snacker to the blood token. They might be able to sneak some snackers through, but they're tapped, so I'm not too worried about that. Especially if they're using up their mana to not fight our forces. Of course, if they don't have the Festivities or anything, they're probably looking for it. Discard Alms of the Vein. Looks like it might keep them alive, but obviously our Rally will change that. Yep, and they tap out with the Barons. So we will just play Skyfisher, pick up a Plains. We'll just go to combat, swing, tapping our Skyfisher for lethal here. All right, we get that game. Obviously, they were stuck on lands for a while, but we will take it. Try to get game 3. All right, no immediate life gain, but I think we got to keep this anyway. It's pretty fast and aggressive. With a Battle Screech, we can discard to an Informant. Assuming they can't wipe our board, this is probably one of our best hands to try to race them. Obviously, I would love a Veteran or a Strands or something, but right now we'll just do what we can with what we have. Vampire's Kiss, Eagles of the North. We'll play an Informant, and we'll discard the Battle Screech. We have another one, so there's a possibility I could discard this one, play Novice Inspector and double Flashback. That seems extremely risky unless I get like a Remosian Rally to cover for an End the Festivities. They have a Fiery Temper here, so we'll see if they go face or just for the Informant. Not really sure which I'd prefer. I really want the Informant to stick around, but also 3 damage to the face is just 3 damage closer to dying. You do take out the Informant. I guess I still get to Informant, Inspector, Flashback, Battle Screech, so maybe it's not the end of the world. I just don't get to double Battle Screech, but I'm not sure I would have wanted to anyway. Let's play the Informant, and I definitely want to counter on this so it doesn't die to a sweeper. Another Informant. I do already have a Battle Screech in the graveyard, so I don't have to discard this one. I could actually discard the Eagles. Play Inspector, yeah, because then if they do wipe our creatures, we still have a Battle Screech to recuperate. And we're only losing out on 1 damage this turn, so I'm definitely flashing this back. Alright, we have a pretty good board considering we've only lost 3 life. I think a Strands would make me feel a lot more comfortable. We haven't seen those all match. They tanked for like 3 minutes and they cast a Vampire's Kiss and a Jagged Barrens. Really not the worst we could have seen. Still at 14, we have 7 damage on them. I do worry about just casting another Battle Screech. I mean, we haven't seen an End of the Festivities from them yet, but I can't imagine they're not playing them. I think I kind of want to draw more and like crack a clue, but I might as well play an Informant if I'm going to crack a clue because it's the same amount of mana and it still draws me a card and it develops the board. We get a Grange. Not terrible. Kind of think I'm going to discard the Battle Screech still. Gets a counter here. Plus I get to Grange. Put a counter on a bird. So it doesn't die to 1 End the Festivities. If they have double End the Festivities, I'm cooked. But hopefully that won't be the case. We haven't even seen 1, like I said. Now we're hitting for 8. I actually think, now that most everything's protected from 1 End the Festivities, I should have played this first, but I think I'm going to not attack with the Inspector. I'm going to play this Inspector, and then I am going to flash back the Battle Screech. So if they have the 1 damage spell to everything, I lose 3 birds, but it's not the end of the world. But if they don't, I'm losing 1 damage now to be able to deal 2 damage next turn, and if I get like another pump spell of some sort, I'm actually gaining a ton more damage next turn. This way I am a little mana inefficient. I'm not cracking a clue. Oh, I totally passed through my turn and I didn't cast the Battle Screech. Well, hopefully that won't bite us. They bolt us. Well, theoretically I should have 2 more birds on the field, but if they kill us here, it doesn't make a difference. Although I could have 2 flyers, so if they kill us with like a kitchen, it could matter. We also just have 12 damage instead of 14, which I guess neither of which is lethal. The Vampire's Kiss. They only have 2 cards. I mean, we kind of need like a Guardian's Pledge. Skyfisher. Skyfisher gains us 1 damage. I think I'm going to crack a clue. I'm looking for life gain here so that we don't die, or a pump spell so we just win. Martyr does gain us 3 life, which could be relevant. So we're going to swing with the team. I should have played this Plains to like bluff a Guardian's Pledge, although they wouldn't bolt in response to a Guardian's Pledge because Pledge wouldn't be doing enough damage. Or 1 bolt wouldn't stop enough, so maybe it doesn't matter. They take a bunch, but not lethal. We're going to play a Martyr, and we're just going to hold up. Martyr for 3, which I think we'll just do in response to any bolt or anything, even at the end step here. They discard Electrickery, so they had it. Maybe it was better that I didn't Battle Screech, because they didn't even cast it, but they didn't need to cast it. I don't know. They also discard a Highway Robbery. Well, they have a lot of blood tokens. They are going to bolt us on the end step. Well, I'm just going to show them this counterspell, I guess. Gain 3 off the Martyr. If they get the right Fiery Tempers and Alms of the Vein with the blood tokens, we're definitely going to die. There's the Temper at the face. There's another Temper. Oh my gosh. Are they going to get there? I guess they need a Lightning Bolt specifically, or like a land plus Temper or Alms is their last 2 cards. There's a land. Dark Withering. Oh my god, I had a panic attack. Unless they have Fire Blast in their deck. Or no, they can still draw a Lightning Bolt. Obviously, they shouldn't cast the Dark Withering. So Lightning Bolt would kill us. Okay, so close. We did make that minor mistake with the Battle Screech, but it did not end up mattering because we wouldn't have killed them last turn, and we would kill them next turn either way. So, pretty close, but we took down Rakdos Madness twice now. Right back in it, round 5 here. We have a nice 1, 2, and potentially 3. We're going to keep this. If we hit that 3rd land drop, and they're kind of a slow Jund or Tron or something, then we can kind of steamroll them with like Choco into Guardian's Pledge. They Wild Growth, so it looks like monsters. Swing for 1. I could Thraben Charm the Wild Growth, which is not a terrible idea because this is kind of a rough matchup. I think we need to play the Informant though. We want to hit that land drop and we want to keep our pressure up. Battle Screech. No land. I think we Battle Screech. Because if they play a creature that blocks here, like a Repurposer or something, then rather than attacking, I can just get some flyers going, which is not bad. They have a Utopia Sprawl, and then the Repurposer. Veteran. So I could Skyfisher, pick up a Plains, play the Veteran, Battle Screech. So we have 6 creatures on board. Not bad. Losing out on a little value, but I think that's probably worthwhile. Oh, I can't even attack with the Informant. If they want to trade, I think that's fine. I guess later, this might not trade. It could, like, eat it with the Guardian's Pledge, and it ramps them. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually gaining much from doing that. So we'll flashback Battle Screech, gain some life, and pass. I'm realizing also Thraben Charm is obviously not really something I want to waste early because it's one of our few removal spells to actually kill one of their bigger creatures. This is a matchup where the journeys are especially good, though. They might have some enchantment removal post-sideboard, but still, being able to snipe any creature can be really strong. Their Panza, well, that makes things worse just because I'm missing land drops. I do have a pretty aggressive turn here, but not as aggressive when I don't have lands to play our pump spells. I think I attack with everything. If they block here, they take 6. If they eat this, at least they take 8. Yeah, I'll play an Inspector to gain a life first, and then I hope they don't have another land destruction spell, because if I can get a second land and start cracking clues and stuff, play a Thraben Charm, I might be okay. But if they blow up my land as well as playing like a big creature, then like maybe what I have on board can get across the finish line, but it's going to be tough. I guess if they don't have a Reacher, it could. If they just play like a boarding party or whatever on the ground, then like 4 in the air, 3 turns is almost there. 4 turns in a row would get there. They have an Altasaur. That does reach. And of course they find a Thermokarst. So we have no lands. If I attack with everything, they block here. They take 5. I'm gonna run out of gas, run out of steam there. I don't think I can attack. They had exactly what I did not want them to have, which was reach and a land destruction spell. Really annoying. We're a deck that plays 20 lands. I feel like we should not have as many issues with our lands as we have been having. Malevolent Rumble finds a Nyxborn Hydra, which would be fine because I could blow it up with a Charm if I had 2 mana. They play Chris, and then probably next turn they Hydra for an enormous amount. Oh, maybe they're just going to Chris, or like play a 5/6 Hydra right now. Figure they'd want to throw it on one of these guys, but I guess more blockers. No, they go for a Repurposer, fair enough. Hydra's last card in hand. And they get to attack because, what am I doing? Trading 3 creatures for this? I'm too far away from my pump spells, because like the way that I usually cheat this type of game out is I just go around their creatures with pump spell, but that's not going to work. I mean, I think we're dead, but I guess I will block this. We do get a Plains. Like, theoretically, if I draw another Plains next turn, you know, they're going to make a giant creature attack. I have to take it. But then next turn, I can, if I draw a land, I can Charm the Hydra. Nothing against Trample. And then I can maybe get there. Nope, they just have a Thermokarst. I'm dead. They drew everything they needed at every exact opportunity. Okay, we get a Journey, Destroy Evil. And that's pretty much it. Cut a couple Inspectors. Alright, 3 lands. And also just a reasonable hand. Maybe I should have used the Charm early. Would have kept our lands alive like 1 turn longer. Choco's pretty good, assuming I can actually get there before they Thermokarst our land next turn. Skyfisher. This is a tough call. Kind of need / want everything. It's probably one of the 3 drops just because I do kind of expect a Thermokarst here. I guess it's the Guardian's Pledge. I don't know. Part of me thinks it's the Choco because it doesn't buff toughness, and so it's more sustained damage, and we might need more burst, but I don't know. This is also a creature and such. They have another Sprawl, so no Thermokarst actually. And nothing. Okay. So I could play Choco, hit for 6, or I could play Skyfisher, Thraben Inspector, and if we don't get blown up on our lands, we can Choco next turn for more damage. I kind of think I want to Choco now, because if I do get a land blown up, I could still Skyfisher Inspector next turn, whereas this is potentially my only opportunity to play a 3-drop if they blow up my land and then I don't draw another. It's also pretty aggressive, you know, depending on what they play, but I'm kind of expecting like boarding party into probably the Moan Volley Acid Moss. No, a Nyxborn Hydra, that's great. Very nice for us. It's a chump blocker, but nothing more. And they could attack for 6, but they actually leave themselves very open. So they don't. We do get another land. So if I attack with everything, they could block here, chump. They only take 3. Probably just throwing away an Inspector. So I should probably just attack with these 2. Do I even want to attack with this? Because I don't really want it to trade. Yeah, I guess I'm only getting in for 4, which is a bit of a bummer. But, okay, they're going to trade. That's fine. Veteran, Inspector. I actually could... So I could play Skyfisher. If I want to be as aggressive as possible, I pick up a Clue. or a land. Actually, a land. But if I want, I could also hold Skyfisher for next turn to pick up the Choco. That's more sustained damage. Again, I need to be more aggressive. Yeah, I think we're just playing Skyfisher pick up a land here. I don't want to pick up a creature because then I lose some damage. I could pick up a clue, but since we have enough lands, I might as well not waste the clue. I think. Play a Ridgeline. They have a Chrysalis, a lot of blockers, and a Rumble. Finds Hunter, probably Boarding Party, I would say. Yep. What do we need? Guardian's Pledge, which we got rid of early. One of our best ones. +1/+0 to the team. Crack a clue here. Rafine's Informant. So we attack with everybody. They block. I mean, this dies anyway next turn, although it would still pump. But if they block here, they take a fair amount. Yeah, I think we just... I mean, if they do block here, all of our guys get really small next turn. Whereas if I attack with everything else, they get to eat the Skyfisher, but then they take 6, or maybe they chump or whatever. But 6 damage. And the next turn, we still have 4 other guys. No, that's not good enough. Yeah, I think we'll attack with everybody. Feels like we're right on the edge. Not potentially going to close it out if we don't draw a pump spell or maybe just a removal spell. We need something good though. Alright, nice that we attacked with the Choco because they're not killing it anyway, it looks like. They're going to block everything. So they take nothing, but at least we wipe their board mostly. I'll play Informant. Guess we get rid of a Plains. See, now I'd like their boarding party to just hit like a Thermokarst instead of a creature. Or their Altasaur, I guess. Alright, Acid Moss is fine. Like, obviously, I'd prefer, like, a Utopia Sprawl or whatever, but I have the lands to spare, so I'm fine with it. This does die. Without a removal spell, we're throwing away 2 of these to hit for 4. If they go to 9, that's not worthwhile. Okay, we get the Thraben Charm, so I can kill this, and then we throw this away to get for 6, which puts it to 7, and that still doesn't feel very good, honestly. I think we have to pass. I think we need them to attack us, and we get to kill, like, whatever they leave back, and then we get another pump spell. Something like that. But, of course, they get to just keep boarding partying. Man, this is a tough matchup. They just get an Arbor Elf. That's nice. They're going to leave back the Chrysalis. Hidden for 12. So I could shoot the Chrysalis. I'm not sure that's really winning us the game either, though. I kind of think we have to go, like, the value route. Try to survive and outvalue them. We're going to shoot the Altasaur and trade this Informant for a boarding party and the Veteran, but I get to bring back the Veteran, so it's not a big deal. Like, I just need to build up creatures. I need a Battle Screech or something. Inspector in hand is not terrible. Alright, go to our turn. We get a Rally. I wish we had that a little earlier. Inspector. I could just get back the Veteran, but I almost think I just want to crack a clue. Alright, play a Veteran. Not terrible. We just need them to not hit any creatures for the next 3 turns, and maybe we can get there. Okay, Thermokarst is fine. I mean, at some point it's going to be problematic if they have, like, 2 more land destruction spells. Repurposer is not the worst. And another Repurposer. Okay. All in all, not the worst thing ever, but still not amazing. They attack for 5. We're just going to take it for now. We just get a Plains. So we'll get this guy back. Play that. Yeah, we're going to pass. They found a Rumble into a Chrysalis. That's pretty good. Swing with the team. I think I just put 3 Inspectors on one of these guys. I take Chameleon. Destroy Evil. I mean, that's pretty good. I think we just... I mean, I think we're going to fall short. I think we just didn't see enough of our removal. Like, we just had a Thraben Charm a couple turns ago. We have 4 Thraben, 4 Journeys, and a Destroy Evil now. Not to mention 3 Prismatic Strands. So we have about 9 cards. No, 12 cards that have some, like, decent interaction, and we just drew our second one, which is fine, I guess. Alright, this could deal 7. This one can't be lethal. So I think we just take it, and they're going to probably crack a couple spawn to make it lethal. No, they don't even do that. Well, I guess they're not falling for it. Probably still want to blow this up. We'll take 2. We get the Battle Screech immediately after they blew up our 4th land. Oh my gosh. Guess we'll swing for 1 flying. Straight to combat. Attack with these 2. Both would be lethal. Let's do a chump with a Veteran, so I can bring it back if I get nothing to play. And it's another flyer. Yeah, I think so. I could also double block and use Remosian Rally. We still trade one of these for that, though. Don't think I like that. I think we're just chumping here. Should maybe chump the other one, because if they're not dealing lethal, like, technically I took more damage here if they weren't going to sack any, so maybe that was a mistake, but... Okay. Journey's really good. I mean, Chrysalis isn't as scary as a trampling creature. If they get a Nyxborn, we're dead pretty much immediately anyway. If they get an Annoyed Altasaur, Journey's probably better on that. because we can chump the Chrysalis. So do I actually care about this right now? Because I could just get back the Veteran, and then I'm also gaining life. It's another flyer. I'm gaining life as I lose these guys. I don't love having to chump block. I kind of think, yeah, this might be crazy. I kind of think I should do this though. And should I hold back both inspectors in case they get like a boarding party? I think I need every little edge I can get, so I'm going to swing with both of these. Try to hit in for a little bit more, make them use a spawn or something. They take it. I mean, every point of damage can matter. Like, if we can get a land next turn, assuming that they need to draw nothing, but say they draw lands for the next 2 or 3 turns. If we draw a land and Battle Screech next turn, and then I can, like, Motion Rally the following turn, we can get there. Just going to chump the... Yeah, I have to chump the Chrysalis now because it could be lethal, so I don't have the choice to block the other one. They're going to pass. We don't get a land. I will certainly journey this Chris now. I think I need to leave back an Inspector in case they get a boarding party. Yeah. Also, we haven't seen any reason for them to have a, like a enchantment removal, like a Heritage Reclamation, but if they do have that, then that's going to be pretty good. And if they get that with a boarding party, we're going to die for sure. But we're going to try to take away this Chrysalis. Or if they have it, maybe they use it in response to this trigger incorrectly, and then they permanently exile the Chris. Oh, that'd be great. All right, they didn't have it on the end step. They play a forest. If they just attack with a repurposer, I think I take it. 3. I'm going to assume they don't have any lightning bolts. Yeah, we're just going to take it. Another journey. I still can't Battle Screech, so I probably should just journey this repurposer. Oh, God, I'm so close. Remotion Rally only makes 4, so I'm like 3 turns away still. I think I'm leaving back this Inspector. Swing with 2 Phantoms. And yeah, I might as well journey the repurposer. I guess if I get like a Choco next turn, that would pump these, and then Rally would make it lethal. They're sacking a bunch of spawn. I feel like the only reason they would just start by sacking a bunch of spawn would be a Hydra, which would be very lethal. Although they tap this, so they don't have anything to put Hydra on. They have a Breath Weapon. So I can Rally, but it only saves our Inspector. That does mean if I get a land, I can Battle Screech and flash it back right away. But then I don't have a way to pump them. I think it's still worth it. Okay, I kind of think they don't have anything else. Well, okay. Yeah, if this is my only attacker, if I... No, I can't let it go, because then I have to cast this. I kind of think they don't have anything else, and they just were understandably using every single spawn and using the Arbor Elf before they die. But, I mean, they could certainly have like an Annoyed Deltasaur or something afterwards, but I feel like they would have used the Breath Weapon last turn or earlier, so I feel like that was their draw, in which case they probably don't have anything. We still lose our 2 Phantoms. We just get to keep 1 Inspector. We do gain 2 life. Oh, they do have something to play. Avenging Hunter. And I have a Journey for the Avenging Hunter. And then I take the initiative. That's pretty good. I mean, it's still risky. Like, we have to attack now, which means we die to, like, a boarding party. But we die to their Avenging Hunter or their trap in a couple turns anyway. So we get a land, of course, when we're going to get a land anyway. Because I could just Battle Screech here, but then we just died to the Hunter. So no, we have to Journey. They have another Breath Weapon? Come on. They've been sandbagging Breath Weapons? I feel like... I guess they just weren't worried about it. It feels like they should have used them a lot earlier, but next turn they go to the Forge, and then if I don't have any way to gain life, which I can't imagine I don't know how I could get that, then I'm gonna just die to the... They scry too? I mean, if they find a boarding party, I'm dead anyway, but like, I don't have any way to take the initiative before they could trap us, so I need their scry to not hit anything, and they scry one to the top. Maybe it's just like a Jewel Thief or something. Some random creature. Annoyed Altasaur. Okay, perfect. Into an Arbor Elf. Battle Screech doesn't keep us alive, so now I have to get... I've used 3 of our journeys, so I guess I need to get my 4th journey. Dude, now we get the Guardian's Pledge. So I Battle Screech, they attack. I have to double block. If they attack with the Arbor Elf too, I die. I mean, that was really close, and we just got very unlucky, I think. Like, we drew our land exactly when we didn't need to or didn't want to and all this stuff, but... That is one of our worst matchups, especially Panza, because... We do have a fair amount of lands, but if we also need our mana really badly. So, a bit unfortunate, but we did really well taking down not Mono Red, Rakdos Madness. And overall got a 3-2, which is by no means a bad score with the deck. So, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much to my supporters, including my $10 and up monthly supporters, like Howard Granger, Rafa Rodriguez, JDNPX, Adam Cadmon, Apple Beta Pie, Halcows, Cody Cowell, and Sty. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you all next time.